my name's Amanda and welcome to this little sewing tutorial. In today's video I will be showing you how to make a Quilty-Cross pincushion. In this video I will be showing you how to make this one, but I have also made it in this colorway as well. Now it is completely up to you what fabric you want to use. I've just used a linen and a print fabric, but by all means you can definitely use just your normal quilting fabrics, or you can do it all in linen or whatever. It's really up to you. So in this tutorial I am showing you how to make this Quilty-Cross quilt block, as well as how to make it into a gorgeous little pincushion. Now this little project does involve a little bit of embroidery, but if you don't feel confident in doing that, just skip that step and go straight on to making it. And I've also incorporated a loop of ribbon at the top of the pincushion, so you can hang it on your sewing machine where the bobbin usually goes, and you can stick your pins in it and it can be nice and portable and easy to use. So here are the simple steps of making this gorgeous little pincushion. To make this pincushion you will need white linen fabric, matching backing fabric, print fabric for the cross design, decorative ribbon, matching embroidery threads, and polyester stuffing. You can also find a more detailed list of what you'll need in the description box below. With the fabric you will need to cut one 4.5 inch square of linen, two 4.5 by 1 inch and two 5.5 inch by 1 inch strips from the print fabric, and then a 5 inch square for the backing fabric. Begin by pinning the two shorter print strips to the opposite sides of the linen square. Sew a 1/4 inch seam along each of these edges. And then press them open using a medium to hot steamy iron. Pin the other two printed strips to the linen square, and then sew another 1/4 inch seam along each of these edges. Press these open the same way as before. Next, using a ruler and blade, cut the block in half. Stack the two pieces evenly together and then cut in half again, resulting in 4 even squares. And then organize the squares into a simple cross design. Once you're happy with the layout, separate into 2 rows. Flip over one of the top squares onto the other and pin in place, and then do the same with the other pair. Sew a 1/4 inch seam along the edge of one pair, then carefully feeding through the next. Snip the joining threads, then to ensure the center seams nest, press one seam in one direction and then the other in the opposite. Flip the top row over onto the bottom, nesting the center seams, and then pinning the edge into place. Sew one last 1/4 inch seam down this edge and then gently press the block open. Thread a long piece of embroidery thread onto a hand sewing needle and knot the end. Bring the thread up to the top at the edge of one corner and begin to sew a very relaxed running stitch, not worrying too much about length or evenness. Gently pull the thread through and carry on with the rest of the corner. When you reach the end, simply snip the thread, leaving a little tail. Do the same with the other 3 corners and then repeat the same steps with the second colour thread. Again, not worrying too much about achieving perfect stitches or evenness. Next, fold a 9 inch long decorative ribbon in half and place it on top of the Quilty-Cross block, with a little bit reaching past the top edge and the fold facing downward. Place the backing square on top, right sides together. Pin the ribbon in place first and then do the same with the rest of the edges. At the bottom of the block, leave a gap that measures about 2.5 inches so that you can turn the 2 pieces inside out. Starting at one side of the 2.5 inch gap, make a small back stitch and then proceed to sew a rough 1/4 inch seam around the perimeter of the block, confidently sewing straight over the ribbon. When you reach the other side of the gap, remove the pin, make a small back stitch, and then remove it from the machine. Using fabric scissors, carefully trim away any excess fabric and threads, and then snip each of the corners. Next, slowly pull it inside out, using a chopstick to push out each of the corners. Gently stuff the pincushion with polyester filling until it's to your desired plumpness. Again, using the chopstick to push the filling evenly into the corners. Bring together the two edges of the opened gap and weave through a pin to keep it closed and in place. To close the pincushion, whip stitch the gap closed with a sharp needle and thread. Finish the stitch by forming a loop and making a knot. Plunge the needle back in and bring it out at about an inch away from the stitching and then snip it off. And that is your Quilty-Cross pincushion finished. So there we have it, that is how you make this gorgeous Quilty-Cross pincushion. Now if you're going to give this little project a go, let me know. I would definitely love to see what you make and how creative you are in making your own pincushion. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I do a lot of craft and quilt block tutorials, and of course I would just love to have you come and join us. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you another time very, very soon. Bye!